Western men dating in Romania make a lot of mistakes. They often take the same approach they would with the women they usually date and fail miserably. First, let's discuss where to meet Romanian women. Online is easy, convenient, and offers the variety most are looking for. But those searching locally want to spend time in Bucharest. The cosmopolitan area is fast-paced, home to beautiful women, and a large portion speak English. Try your luck, and if you are an older man, don't worry. Age is not a big deal in Romania. Now that you know where to find a date, let's go over some basic do's and don'ts to follow once you get a date. Do learn to say a few phrases in Romanian. Showing that you can speak the language or at least try shows your interest in the culture. A simple display of interest will impress. Don't be late. Being late is disrespectful and tends to cause stress. If you're running late, all you have to do is call with an update. Do tell her about your country. Part of the excitement of dating a foreigner is the cultural exchange. Romanian women have an insatiable hunger for knowledge about other cultures. Don't lead with your money. Women from Romania are not gold diggers, but rather self-sufficient women genuinely looking for love. Do compliment her. Romanian women put a lot of effort into their appearance. This involves dressing up, makeup and hair. The goal is to impress, so allowing her efforts to go unnoticed is a huge mistake. Also, be sure to look your best. At this point, you probably want to know a few first date basics, like where to go, whether the men should pay, and if flowers are a good idea. You can't go wrong with a romantic dinner date. Romanian women love romance and need wooing. This means taking the lead, being a gentleman, paying for dinner, and showing genuine interest in getting to know her. Flowers are also a nice touch. In fact, the gesture is highly appreciated. Just be sure to give her an odd number of flowers. Even numbers are only given at funerals. When it comes to intimacy on a first date, you may get a kiss. But if you do, make it a gentle one that leaves her wanting more. Let her body language tell you what she wants. Just remember that sex comes later. More specifically, after you get to know each other and establish a relationship. As the relationship progresses, keep in mind what most women from Romania are looking for. A vast majority have traditional values and are religious. A large portion is Romanian Orthodox. We value family, have a very spiritual side, and want a man with similar beliefs. We would love a kind, loving partner who is honest, loyal, and wants children. Since you know how to date Romanian women, get out there and use your newfound knowledge.
Check. 1, 2, 3, 1.
What's up, Authentic fam, and welcome back to Authentic Alphas. As usual, it's your boy Ayinde, and I got another stranger with me. So, what is your name?
My name is Rebecca.
Where are you from, Rebecca?
Romania.
Okay, there's a little bit of R&R. Rebecca from Romania. And you're how old?
I'm 21.
Baby, 21. Just legal. And single, married, divorced, dating?
Very single.
You're sounding American. So a lot of women your age are single, and they claim to be single by choice. So I'm going to be asking you some questions that are related to dating and relationships, guys and girls, and how we interact. So let's start off by asking, why are you single? And be honest.
Okay. I will try my best. Because this. I am single, well, because I had some bad relationships, and I don't think it's their fault or mine. I just think that it was not a good match.
But what does that have to do with remaining single now?
Well, because I'm in a new country, and it's a problem if you don't trust someone. You just need to, I don't know, you just need to be yourself, try to do your thing better than everyone. It's a little bit of competition too here, and that distracts you of relationships, because usually relationships end badly, and you think at some point that there's no point?
Well, I think that you are far too young to give up, but I do understand the dilemma, because personally I feel like the technology, the tone of the society right now, it doesn't facilitate relationships well. For example, if you're saying that, trust is very important to you, and I think that's important to most females, not just like trust as far as, is this guy gonna cheat on you or something like that, but trust in the sense of you have to be able to feel safe, before you can even have that type of relationship with a guy. Now, obviously, trust, loyalty, feeling safe, these are all things that take a little bit of time to develop, this confidence or this comfortability with someone else. So I think what the young women are experiencing is that everything else is moving too fast for a guy to put in the time and the effort to make a woman
Happy.
feel safe first. Feel safe first, then develop, trust, then maintain some type of happiness or pleasure in a relationship. So I think all these steps are a process and they take time, and that's not how we're moving now. Everybody's moving on instant gratification. So the hookup culture, I think women are more comfortable with it, and I think they're more open to that than relationships, because like I said, the relationships take the time to develop, and also there's a little bit more at risk. So I think it's actually easier for women to just be like, all right, is he hot? Are we having fun? Are we drunk?
Does he have money?
Right, does he have money? Are we a little bit high? And it's only going to be for this night, or it's only going to be for a short term, so it's not a big deal. Whereas the relationship thing, I think, is a little scary. It's a little bit more intimidating to women.
It's hard when you have feelings.
That's what I mean. I think that part of it for them, because when you talk about a woman feeling safe, it's not just obviously her physical safety, but it's also her mental and her emotional safety, I think, that she's concerned with.
Yeah, females are wreck when it comes to feelings.
Right.
So they 18% of the time they don't know what to feel or do, because they have a lot of thoughts in their mind, so they get lost sometimes. That's the thing.
And the guys, what I tell guys, is they have to kind of look at women as missing some pieces, and women are always going to be attracted to a man that can fill in those gaps for them, like the missing puzzle piece. So if a woman is insecure and she's not sure of herself, she needs a man that's extremely secure, and very sure of himself, because she can feed off of that energy. If she doesn't, she's not really confident to try new things, to push herself, then she needs a guy who, he already has that area of his life figured out, where he can kind of provide that assurance for her, where she feels safe enough to take these chances and to put herself out there, because she knows she can always fall back on him. But I don't think that a lot of guys are even built that way today, and even if they were, there's not enough of those guys to be a rock for all of these women who are struggling with their feelings and their emotions.
Yeah, and you can try as much as you want, but you will get hurt anyway, because we are people, so we make mistakes once in a while.
I don't think to the extent that women are afraid of. I think women are, terrified nowadays of taking these chances. And I think what happens is the guys that they take the chances for and end up being the guys that are most likely to hurt them in the first place. So how long have you been in Miami?
Yeah, for 1 month and a half.
Okay, and how long was the last relationship?
6 months ago.
No, that's good information, but how long did it last?
For 1 year. He was my best friend before, and we decided to go.
No, that's just awkward.
Dating.
That's just weird.
That was not nice, actually. He wanted to see me again, even here in Miami. He started looking for me.
From Romania?
Yeah. So there are some obsessive guys too, But I don't want to put a blame on him, it was my fault too. We just didn't match.
How old is this guy?
25.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. Well, at least she's, taking a lot more accountability than most American women do. Yeah, most American women, it's always the guy's fault. It's not even possible that they did anything wrong. It's always the guy.
Well, I realized here in Miami that the girls that are looking good, they get cocky. And there's some bitches, for sure. I know it's a good thing that you're looking good, but doesn't mean that you need to be a bitch. You still need to have common sense.
But I was telling you why that happens though here, because where you're from, I imagine they have a much smaller population.
Well,
in the city.
That too.
For sure. Andrew Tate. Shout out to Andrew Tate. That's what he was telling me. He was like, where he's at in Romania, it's like everybody knows everybody. The community is not really that big.
Yeah.
So the people have to be accountable because everybody knows everybody. So I feel like regardless of how beautiful a woman is or how successful a guy is, they have to maintain some level of modesty when they live in an environment where everybody knows everybody.
The looks is not not all that matters. It's not all that matters. My father used to tell me when I was a kid that the beauty lasts 5 minutes. After that, you need to say something. So.
That's good advice from a dad. So your mom and your dad were married?
Yeah, they're still married.
Oh wow, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How many years?
25.
So longer than you've been alive.
Mm-hmm.
So is marriage something that you believe in? You have faith in marriage?
I want to, because
you want to get married, or you want to have faith in marriage?
I want to have faith in marriage. I don't know what to think about getting married. You just need to try and see what happens.
Well, you got to be smart. You got to be responsible with that, because especially as a woman, because your time is of the essence, and for a man, his resources are at the essence. So it's like for both parties, you have to be very, very careful with that, because the ramifications, if it doesn't go well, can really screw you up in life.
Yeah.
I think for both parties. I think if a woman spends too much time in a marriage that ultimately isn't good or isn't going to last, she's rapidly depreciating herself moving forward. Because now when she gets back out into the market, she's older now, you know what I mean? So she's not going to be as desirable by, higher quality men. They might be like, yeah, but you were already married. You already spent X amount of years with this guy. So
yeah,
I don't know. It could go either way. You know what I mean? Because I do recommend that guys that are a little bit older, my age or closer to my age, I do recommend that if they are gonna try to be with a woman long term, look for a female that recently came out of marriage. Not maybe recently, but you get what I'm saying. That was married for a period of time, because it shows that at least she has experience with long-term relationships, and also she wasn't sleeping with a bunch of men in that time period, whereas a woman that was never married for those 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, all she was doing was in and out of different relationships. She was sleeping with multiple men. Yeah, that's a reality. If you think a girl's gonna go 3 or 4 years without a serious relationship and she wasn't sleeping with guys, you gotta be kidding me. She was having sex at least once a month, and that's being generous. So if she's having sex once a month, who's to say that it's with the same guy? If she wasn't in a long-term relationship, chances are that she was having all these different flings. That's not gonna make for a good wife.
So if you're gonna look for a relationship, you're gonna look for someone who was in a relationship before.
Well, yeah, because look at it this way, from a guy's perspective, right? If you're gonna be committing to a woman, right, you're already competing with her past. So if she was married, at least you're only competing with the husband. You just got to be better than her ex-husband. And then as far as mileage is concerned, she's only going to have, the prior boyfriends to her marriage, and then the husband, granted that she wasn't cheating on the husband. That's a much better scenario than an attractive woman that's been single for a long period of time. That means you have to compete with all the guys that she's experienced in her life. Even if she was only with the guy for a week, that guy's still in her mind. She's still thinking, yeah, but so-and-so had a bigger dick, so-and-so had a bigger wallet, so-and-so had a black card, so-and-so took me on vacation, so-and-so bought me jewelry, so-and-so used to tell me this, so-and-so used to do that, so-and-so. You see what I mean? Every guy she's been with, that's a guy that's still in her memory banks, and subconsciously or consciously, you're being compared to those guys. That's facts. That's facts. Whereas as a female, women worry about that, but it's really not that big of an issue. A lot of women worry about his ex, worry about, this woman that he was with, and what about that? Trust me, guys, we're not necessarily like comparing the same way that women would. If we are, it's only sexually. And if that's the case, you already got past that phase if you're in a relationship with this guy. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Because at the end of the day, as men, we're deciding who we want to be committed to, who we want to give our commitment to anyway. So if you're in a relationship with a woman, chances are you've already decided that she's, girlfriend material, or that, you're comfortable being.
Yeah, of course you can see that.
Right.
Yeah, the way she's acting.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think women worry about a lot more than they need to. I'm not saying certain things don't require concern, but a lot of their worrying is useless anyway because they're not actually gonna do anything about it. Like, if you're gonna give something some concern and maybe figure out how you're gonna handle it, that's one thing. But if you're just gonna worry about something and you're not actually making it better or preventing something bad from happening or communicating with the guy that these are issues that you're concerned about and you want him to reassure you, then what's the point of worrying? Because all you're gonna do is talk yourself out of something that could be good because you're worrying about all the bad stuff that could happen, and little do you know that doesn't even have the potential to happen with this particular guy. But you didn't know that because you understand what I'm saying? You didn't communicate with him. There are women that were hit by an ex-boyfriend. He used to abuse her, put hands on her, and she's worrying about this guy hitting her, and he could be a guy that in his mind he would never put his hands on a woman. So you're over here worrying about nothing.
Well, it's kind of lose of hope.
Yeah, but if she communicated with him, then she would get his response.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could give her feedback right then and there. He could say, well, listen, sometimes a woman needs to get slapped around. Oh my God. You see what I'm saying? Or he might say, what? He did what? I would never. You know what I mean? I despise
but you can
that.
say that, but maybe you can do it.
Yeah, but what guy is going to say that and then go and do it, though? What is the chances of that? And don't act like women don't test guys all the time. Women bring up things all the time just to see how a guy's gonna respond. If a girl's pregnant, she might not just say, hey, I'm pregnant. She might say, oh my God, you know my friend? Yeah, my friend, she hooked up with that guy the other weekend. Oh my gosh, she just told me she's pregnant. She doesn't know what she's gonna do. To try to see how the guy's gonna respond before she tells him, oh yeah, by the way, I'm the friend that got pregnant. So women do things like that.
Yeah. They do, that's true. But you guys do the same. You need to somehow be, I don't know, feel secure. You need to find someone that is like how you want it to be. So you're just gonna test him. It's not a bad thing, I mean.
Women are gonna test regardless. That's just part of their program. Women are always gonna test guys, and it comes natural. Sometimes they sit down with their friends and they talk about it and they plan it and they say, oh, you know what you should do and I'm going to do this. Sometimes they plan it. It's premeditated. But either way, they naturally test men constantly. It's part of their nature.
And you think it's a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I don't think there's anything really bad about women. I think it's mismanaged. I don't really think there's that many things that are bad about men instinctively. I think it's mismanaged, right? Guys having a certain potential for violence, I don't think that's a bad thing. But if it's mishandled, right, that's another issue, right? So you can have a guy, he can be big, he could be comfortable with fighting. Now, is that going to make him someone that just fights for sport? Is that going to make him someone that trains other people to fight? Or is that going to make him someone that's a bully and he goes around beating up on people and taking their stuff? This is just how he uses it, is what I'm saying, right? A woman can be very sexy and attractive, have an amazing body, and she could say, you know what, I'm going to go be a stripper and I'm going to monetize this. Or she can cover up and dress conservative and save it all for one particular guy. it's up to the individual, right? What they want to do. We talk a lot about hypergamy. I don't know. Are you familiar with the expression hypergamy?
Unfortunately, no.
It's women desiring men that have more. So if a girl comes from a small town and her family doesn't have a lot of money, she is more interested in marrying a man that has status, that does have money, whether he comes from it or not. He has more than what she comes from, and she wants to marry into that.
Yeah, like a
right?
sugar daddy.
I wouldn't say sugar daddy. That's completely different. That's her taking advantage of a guy that has money, or them having some type of arrangement where he's compensating her with money and she's giving him access to her sexually. That's
okay, just sexually.
Right, yeah, that's some deal. Okay. But I'm talking about hypergamy as like, marrying men or dating men, interacting with men that have more. So it's a preference is what I'm saying, right? Women prefer guys that are taller. They prefer guys that are bigger. They prefer guys that have more money. They prefer guys that have more status. So I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that they're wired to have this desire. The problem is how they act it out. So if all a girl does is, post herself on social media, which is what they call thirst trapping. So basically you're trying to throw the bait out there to get the attention of these men. Like, look at me, look how hot I am, look how sexy I am. And then when the guys come, she says, well, give me money, give me this, buy me that, take me there. You see, so that's her hypergamy, but that's how she chooses to behave with it. Now, if she says, listen, I'm hypergamous, I want a guy that has, high status and all of these things, but I'm going to find a guy that has potential, that has ambition, that's, attractive enough, and then I'm going to work with him. I'm going to help him to improve his status. I'm going to work with him to make more money. I'm going to work with him to even look better, right? So it's the same desire, it's the same impulse that she's acting on. I want a guy with all these things, but instead of her just trying to, basically sell herself for it or trade herself for it, she's willing to put in the work with a man and get him to that place where she would want him to be. So you get, and it goes both ways for men, because men could say, listen, I want a girl that's young, I want a girl that's beautiful, that's sexy, that has a nice body, that has all of this, and that's his hypergamy, because he prefers that, over a girl that's average. He wants above average. But is he just gonna throw his money at it, and is he just gonna pay to be around women like that? Or is he gonna take a girl that's young, she's got natural beauty, she has some potential, and he's gonna say, listen, I'm gonna help you get in shape, we're gonna get you in great shape, I'm gonna, take you where you can get your hair done, you can get your nails done, and we're gonna take you so that you can improve your fashion, and you're wearing nicer dresses, it's more elegant. So he's upgrading her and putting her at that place where he would have wanted a woman to be. So it goes both ways, what I'm saying.
I think that's the better option, to meet someone and grow up together.
Right. It's more meaningful, right? So, but what I'm saying is that neither person is bad or wrong or superficial or shallow because they desire that. There's nothing. Why wouldn't? This is the thing. When guys complain, oh, these women, their expectations are so high. Oh, they want an only guy that's tall and handsome and has a six pack and makes a lot of money. And I'm just there thinking to myself, like, why wouldn't she? Like, remind me why she wouldn't. You know what I mean? Because if you're a guy and you're like, 25 years old, or you're 30 years old, and your dad is like 50 something, but he looks amazing, he's handsome, and he's somehow your dad's 54, but he has a six-pack, and he owns a business, he's making all this money, you would be proud of your dad. You'd be like, yeah, man, my dad's a fucking stud. You'd be proud of him. So why wouldn't your mother want that? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
why wouldn't your mother want that? So why wouldn't your sister want that?
Well, even if you don't have a role model, you can still have hope that you can do it, like that is possible.
I just feel like it's you're blaming the wrong thing. Like older women that are upset that men their age are attracted to young women, that's ridiculous. because at one point in time she was also young. She had her turn. She had her time to be in her prime. So how could you be upset at that now? You're blaming the wrong thing. The problem isn't that older men are attracted to younger women. The problem is that she wasted her youth. All right? Just like a short guy being upset that women are attracted to tall guys, what he doesn't realize is you're what happens when women have babies with short guys. Like he's not even realizing that. Like, women that don't act on that end up with sons that are short, that get passed up on for taller guys. So in all actuality, you're mad at a female for having the instinct and the desire, the preference that would have prevented your situation. Because if your dad was 6'4", you wouldn't be 5'6". What the fuck?
They're frustrated.
Okay, and if you grew up without money, if you grew up, you had a rough childhood, and your mom had a hard time providing for you, you do realize that's because she didn't get married to and have her children with a wealthier guy.
Yeah.
So you're upset with her because she wants a guy with money. If your dad was a guy with money, you wouldn't have grown up not having shit in your childhood. So I just have to be realistic. I can't sit here and blame women. Even if I was a short guy, or even if I was a broke guy, I damn sure wouldn't be blaming women for desiring better than me. Women are always going to want better than me, right? So the thing is, I have to just try to be the best that I can be, so that at least I can get me one, right? But there's always going to be women that are out of my league. No matter who you are, there's going to be women that are out of your league, right? Only 1% of men can have any woman that he wants, and even that might not be the case, because there's probably a woman that's out there that's like, yeah, you're a billionaire, but you're a dick, you're an asshole. I'd rather go with a millionaire that has a better attitude than you. Now what? You see what I mean? And there's plenty of beautiful women that get rejected all the time by rich guys. I've seen it. I've seen it many of time, and I've been that guy in that position to be like, yo, she's fine as hell, but she's a bitch. Get you and get the fuck out of my section. Get your shit and get the hell away from us. We didn't invite you over here. And they have the face like, oh, yeah, it's like it's never happened before. You know, but it will. Eventually, there's going to be some guy that's like, I don't care how good you look. Get the hell out of here. I don't need you. There's plenty of beautiful women around. Why do I have to put up with your attitude? Yeah, you're a 10, so what? She's a 9.5. She's a 9.5 with better attitude than you. Get the hell up out of here. So it happens is what I'm saying, right? But what else was I going to ask you? So you do agree that the fathers are very important.
Yeah. Even if you don't have a father that is how you want your man to be, maybe that helps you looking for that person. Because
now you're looking for what your father wasn't?
Yeah.
You're like, I need a guy better than my dad. How do you feel about the single mothers? Because you didn't grow up with a single mom. So how do you feel about?
I think they're strong. Because it's hard to raise a child alone.
Yeah, but why would you want to bring that burden on yourself? It's already hard to raise a child even when you have two people.
Because a lot of people are not okay with abortion, and I understand that. Everyone has the right to live.
But that's why you have to be responsible with your
body.
Womb. Exactly.
Of course. You can have diseases too, not just kids.
I understand, but so what I'm getting at is, are you in support of single mothers? Do you think single mothers is a good thing for us as a...
Yeah.
Think single moms are a good thing?
Yeah, I do. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's better than being in a relationship with someone that is bad for you.
Yeah, but right? That's not the thing, though. It's not like, oh, well, you know what? You know, the father of my child is a bad person, so now I'm good for being a single mom. It's no, you shouldn't have had a baby with that person.
Well, maybe you don't want to have it with him, but it still happened. So what you gonna do?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Females tend to focus on the extremes in their reasoning, their thought process, especially in their arguments and their debates. Women always go to the extreme, you know, and it's just like it's tough to have that conversation because it's like, listen, even if we agree with what you're saying, which I do to an extent, we have to be honest here. That's not majority of the time. Majority of the guys that are not in their children's lives aren't bad men. They're not bad guys. It's just the women didn't want to stay in the relationship for any number of reasons. We tend to assume that the man was some type of a problem, because why else would this woman, take on the headache of being...
Fault too. Sorry for interrupting.
Well, majority of the time it is what I'm trying to say.
I know.
When I was your age, I used to think that men were the problem. I used to think that it was the guy, why this woman has to do this all on her own. Because that's the story that you hear. That's a narrative that you hear when you're around your friends and their single mothers. You're around your aunts and everything. You only hear the female side of it. So it just sounds like these men lied to them and tricked them into having babies, and then these guys left them, or they were irresponsible, whatever. And then as I get older and start to meet more guys that are now becoming fathers and going through this, you start realizing there's another side to this story. And the other side is very different than what the women are saying. And a lot of these guys are good guys, because what happens is it starts to become guys that I've known longer than the woman has. So it's like, for you to tell me some random dude is a bad guy and he was terrible and it was better for me to be a single mother and raise my children alone than raise them around someone that's toxic, that's one thing.
That's playing a victim.
Right, that's one thing. It's a different thing when you're talking about Derek, and I know Derek. Now it's different now, because it's like, no. I grew up with Derek. Derek is not like that at all, right? Derek wants to be in his children's lives. He's very responsible. He's a good guy, but you don't want to be held accountable. You don't want to be in a committed relationship. You don't want to be told what to do. You don't want to follow. You see what I'm saying? You still want to go clubbing. You still want to wear this and do that. You still want to be on social media. You're the one why this relationship couldn't work, because you're not willing to make the sacrifices for your children, because now your life has changed. You're a mother now. So what it is that a lot of women don't want to make the adjustment. They still want to have the same freedom and do all what they were doing before they brought a kid into the picture, and they have a guy that's not going to allow that, or the guy is boring, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is they're leaving for selfish reasons. It's not because he was a bad father. Many women have told me, oh no, he's a great father, and I'm thinking to myself, well then what's the problem? Because you're not happy with him as a boyfriend, you're leaving? That it's too late for that, because you're taking a good father away from children simply because he's not interesting enough for you as a boyfriend or a husband. He's not exciting enough. You're not ready to settle down yet, but you were ready to have kids though.
Yeah, maybe they were not ready. Maybe she was not ready.
Yeah, but
she still wants to
that's my thing though. That's why you have to marry before you carry.
Sorry, I mean, yeah, maybe it's her fault, maybe it's his fault. Anyway,
let's let the kids choose. What would happen if we let the kids choose?
Well,
what do you think would happen?
Kids, right? They can choose when they're kids.
Why can't they? Why can't a kid say, no, I prefer my mother and my father to be together?
Because
nope, I'm good. I want them together.
They can't.
Why can't a kid decide that?
I don't know why. They should.
Because there are kids that say it's better that my mother and father are separated, because all they used to do was fight.
Yeah.
There are kids that say that. So why aren't kids old enough to know whether or not they like the family unit that they were born into?
Well,
many kids choose to go live with the father and the mother won't let them.
That's wrong in any way, because they're still your kids and you need to raise them somehow together.
The judge says that the woman has all the...
Because
she controls it.
Usually we play a victim.
Usually? Usually? Just usually?
I am not doing it all the time. That's why
not all the time, just sometimes.
And
most women, it's all the time though. Most women, it's all the time that they're the victim.
Well, that happens when they realize that it works.
I wish I could show you guys the view. The view is amazing, but the sun is that way. So if we shot this way, there would be no light. It would be just us in a shadow. Then we'd both be black. Yeah. And then, speaking of which, are there any black guys in Romania?
Not a lot of them.
So if I went to Romania, I'd be like the only?
Not the only, but
very few.
I don't think I met one that is born there.
Oh, of course not. That makes sense.
Well, why? Because
even
if
a black guy was born in Romania, then by default he wouldn't be black anymore. because one of his parents would probably be Romanian, therefore he would be, you know what I mean? Like, what's the chances of two black people in Romania having a baby that's born and grows up in Romania?
Yeah, there are no chances, not at all.
So what is the cultural opinion on like Romanian women dating black guys?
Oh, I like that opinion.
Oh, they like it?
Yeah, it's a good one.
No, I mean the culture accepts it. Like the culture, like the
We don't
the family
care
is
about
okay.
that. Yeah, of course. Actually, we think that black guys are hot usually.
Yeah, but how do the guys feel? Like, are the men in Romania like? Are they very jealous about that? Like, they don't want their women with the. Most women don't want their women seeing other guys.
Well, yeah, because they're jealous. Because
That's what
they're
I'm saying.
insecure of themselves.
I don't know if it's insecure. I think they're just.
so.
I think they
That's
just.
why I
I
think
think
I'm
they
a
just don't
woman.
like it.
Minded, like dates other race. Let's talk about race now.
Okay, I see.
What do you think about that?
Well, I think in most of the cases, yes. Also, it depends on the age. I mean, the let's say between 20 and 30 years, I think they are more into meeting other cultures, other kind of people. But I also think that persons, let's say women that are about 40 years old, perhaps are more conservative, let's say. So they would try to meet probably Romanians more than other nationalities.
Not interesting.
Guys like to be nice just with you. If we are gonna be in a relationship, I just need to be nice with you, not other guy.
Yeah,
Go
of
out
course.
with other guy.
Hell no.
Okay.
Heck
No,
no.
it makes sense somehow, but I still think that it's an insecurity thing.
Wait, you think that when you have a boyfriend, you can still have male friends?
No, but like like my best friend. You know, if I have a best friend, a guy, usually
Well, he
guys
better
don't
be
believe.
homosexual. Yeah, I don't,
Yeah. Okay, I understand why.
that's just.
I think it goes both ways again. I would be mad if you're going out with a girl too.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like all of a sudden like this friendship has to come to an end. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you have to be considerate. Like if you're gonna spend time with him, then then maybe your boyfriend needs to be something you do as a group. You know what I mean? Like when hang out with your friends, like okay, yeah, you can invite your friend over. We'll do something as a group, but yeah, you going and chilling with your guy friend without your man around
that
seems
usually
kind of weird.
Doesn't end up good.
That just doesn't seem.
Yeah, it's not.
Even if nothing happens whatsoever, I just feel like that guy should be uncomfortable with that, and then the boyfriend should also be uncomfortable. But if I was the guy, because I have female friends, if I had a female friend that had a boyfriend, I wouldn't be comfortable hanging out with her. You know what I mean? Just us,
Yeah.
or just me and her with other females, I wouldn't feel comfortable.
So if I go out with a guy and that guy knows that my boyfriend is not good with it, but he still go out with me,
I don't care what the boyfriend thinks. To be honest with you, like I don't care what he thinks on Monday or Saturday. I would be uncomfortable with it. It is what I do isn't about other people. It's about me. So it's like I don't like that because as a man I wouldn't want my woman hanging out with some other guy. So no. And then also I don't want there to be the potential for some guy to like come to me with some bullshit. Don't come to me accusing me of nothing. Hey yo, my girl was like, hey, whoa, back the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Nothing happened with me and your girl. Nah, son, because it's so now I'm a liar. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm an adulterer and I'm a liar. You see what I mean? And now we're somewhere else with it. Because now nothing happened, but I still have to beat his ass for coming to me like that. So
You better stay away.
Right. So because I can't control other people, it's better that I just make smarter decisions to avoid it altogether. So even like, at the workplace, at like the gym or in my building, I try to talk to women as little as possible. Because I don't want them to now say that I said something that I didn't say.
To get the wrong impression.
Right, or something to be misinterpreted. It could be as innocent as you're at the stoplight and a girl pulls up at the light and you're trying to get her attention because her trunk is open.
Yeah, and
But she doesn't wind down the window. She doesn't hear what I have to say. So now she's gonna tell her man, oh, that guy that lives on the 7th floor? We were coming out of the parking lot. He had the nerve to try to hit on me. And he knows I got a husband. It's like, no, bitch, I was trying to tell you your trunk was open. You see what I mean? But she didn't even wind out her window for me to say that. She assumed I was hitting on her, and then had the nerve to go and tell her husband or tell her boyfriend. Now, this never happened, but I know that it could. I know that it could, because there's been times where I've tried to get a woman's attention to say, hey, your gas lid is open or your trunk is open, and they were like, oh, no thank you, not interested. And it's like, bitch, nobody was even trying to, you know what I mean? I wasn't even trying to hit on your stuck-up ass, right? But imagine if she was married or had a boyfriend and I was her neighbor. Now, she's thinking that, her husband's thinking that, now I got animosity, and all I tried to do was be a good neighbor. I avoid it because I don't want the liability of it. Yeah, I'm sure a majority of the time, 90% of the time, just saying hi, hey, how you doing, wouldn't become anything. But what about that 10% of the time when it could happen? That 10% could have me getting evicted from my apartment. It could have me getting kicked out of my own gym or fired from my job. That's not a chance I'm willing to take just to be the polite to some random chick.
Well, yeah, everyone has their problems. That's why they react like that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I think people are frustrated. I don't like that. I mean, really. If that happened to you once, doesn't mean that will happen again. You don't need to.
Would you give up? Would you give up all the technology to go live on a beautiful island?
Yeah.
You give it all up?
Yeah, I will. But
you sure?
If I know that
no more Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I am sure. I think I will want to, but not for a long time.
Oh, you want to be able to you want to be able to come and go?
Yeah, because I know that here people are still doing that. Why should I go there and be like caveman? I think it's a problem for us girls.
Because no tampons, no. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
No.
I was thinking something completely different.
About that too.
Are you addicted to social media?
If I'm what?
Addicted to social media?
I'm trying not to, but
you are.
Every time I'm waking up, the first thing is my phone.
First thing you're thinking is your phone.
I need to check my phone. Yes, and for girls, I think that's a big problem, mostly because you care a lot about what other things.
What do people think? Right. Yeah. See, at least she's admitting it. So hold on. So
I'm not the most gorgeous woman, but I know that.
But the validation is important to you.
Yeah.
And the attention.
And there are girls that look worse than me, and on Instagram they look 10 times better.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the bullshit.
Yeah, I hate that bullshit, but
yeah, because you good. Okay, so let me ask you this, right? Because again, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think the issue is the technology. The issue is not the female. Females have always craved attention, validation. They've always cared what people think. That's natural. The problem is that the social media, it's alien to us. It's new. We're not adapted for it. So it's going to fuck us up. I mean, it's the same thing as you giving a monkey a cigarette. Monkeys aren't supposed to know what nicotine is. You give a monkey a cigarette, wow, you got a chain smoker. They've done the studies. Like they cannot stop. A monkey will get addicted to a cigarette after like the third time. So they smoke a cigarette, it's like, oh, what was that? Second time, wait, what's going on here? Oh, this is like the last time. After the third time, their brain makes the connection. Whoa, nicotine. I need nicotine, right? And they'll go crazy trying to get a hold of cigarettes. So if you give a person this type of stuff that they're not familiar with biologically, they're gonna have a hard time to resist it, to use their discipline. The question is what type of guy is required to basically consume your need for it? Like what one guy can give you as much attention and validation as your Instagram, where you could be like, you know what, I don't even think to check my phone. When I'm with this guy, like, I'm not even thinking about my phone.
Well, do you remember you told me that you're looking for someone that fill your gaps?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that will help. If you're really looking to a relationship, that's why we are on Instagram. We're looking for a relationship.
Really? Is that why women? I thought they was just
some
attention.
Some of them. But if you look for attention from a lot of guys, well, yeah, I don't think a guy will help you to just don't.
It depends on who the guy is. I think if the guy was your father, I think that's a start. I think a lot of women, their problem is they never were accustomed to getting love and attention and affection from one man because they didn't have a father initially. And I think that's why they're craving this sexual attention when they grow up, because that's the only attention that they were ever able to get from men. And that type of attention comes from multiple men. That's the thing about sexual attention, is that it's something that any guy can give it. Whereas the relationship stuff, being loved, being protected, being cared for, provided for, those type of emotions, they have to come from a guy that you have a particular relationship with. You know what I mean? Like any guy can't make you feel loved. He has to be a guy that, you know, that obviously loves you. So I think it gets tricky.
We want someone that make us feel secure.
Right.
And good about ourselves.
Okay.
Like compliments us.
So describe the guy that like you would like break your single lifestyle for. What's the guy would you be like, okay, I'm ready to be in a relationship again?
Well, I will admit that at first I said that I'm never gonna be jealous because I know that I'm beautiful. So if he cheats me, it's gonna be his fault. I don't care. But actually, I just realized now, after some time, that I care about that. Even if, yeah, you know, women. I know. Now I realize that actually I care about that, because even if it's a girl that's uglier than me, is that I believe that he's someone else that will not do it. So my problem for me is that I don't trust. I will do what I want to do for myself. And yeah, if I will find someone that will make me feel, because it's all about energy with people. If you feel that it's possible, you will do it. I don't think you need to be so scared. And even if it's not going well, you tried.
But still, what? Tall, handsome, faithful. He does. Okay, so not cheat on you.
Okay.
We're trying to help you. We're trying to at least give you an archetype to look for, or to be found by, because you can't look for guys. You're a woman. You have to be found. I hate when women say, what I'm looking for, it's like, stop it. You're not looking for shit. You have no maps. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. You're not looking for nothing. You're waiting around hoping to be discovered, hoping to be found. Yes. And you want the guy to put in the effort. Yeah, you want the guy to climb the mountain. You want the guy to slay the dragon. You want the guy to take the flight. You want the guy to be the one to put the effort into discover you and find you and win you over. So you have to at least know what you want this hero to look like.
To look like?
Yeah, because you don't want to be waiting around for like Superman and then like Aquaman comes or something like that. You're going to be like, wait, no, not you. I don't want to go in the water. I want, this guy that can fly. You know what I mean? So you have to at least know what you're looking for. That way, when it comes, you don't have to wonder, is this the guy? Is that the guy? That you're going to waste time with that. So maybe you should at least have an idea of what you want. A lot of women, I think, don't even know what the fuck they want. Well, they'll tell you what they don't want. Oh, I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I don't want him to do this. It's like, yeah, that's great, wonderful, whatever. But what do you want, though? Because everything you named is negative, which pretty much means nobody wants that. So congratulations, you've stated the obvious. You know what I mean? That's fucking redundant. Why don't you help us out and tell us what you do want that's unique to you?
Well, you're talking about the appearance, but like
no, but that's a start. Yeah, but stop it, because if the guy doesn't look good, you will never even find out about the rest of the stuff.
My ex was not the best looking guy.
Yeah, but keep in mind he's your ex.
Because okay, but it means that at least something was good, because at least I tried, right?
Okay.
He was not good looking, but he was respectful. He helped me. Why are you laughing? Okay, I care about looks, of course. I like to have him always with me, not see him looking at another girl.
You do realize that looks is something that we have very little influence over changing. Yeah, we can change that. All right, guys, so we had to take a little bit of a break. I had to get a little bit of sugar in me. My insulin levels were dropping. So anyway, you were telling me that you're into video games mildly, but you're more of like a movie person.
Yeah, I am more like a movie person. I'm trying to find a way to use it on Twitch, but I don't know.
What are your favorite type
do.
of movies? What are the movies you like to watch the most? Like the genre?
Romance, drama, comedies.
See, the thing is that I was suggesting to her, I was like, yo, I heard this girl's doing really well on Twitch, doing the, what do you call it, viewing parties or watch parties or whatever, where they watch movies
just
together.
watch the movie.
But the thing is, I'm like, do guys really want to watch romance and drama like what you're talking about? Rom-com, romantic comedies? 'Cause that's what you describe, romance and then comedies. That's rom-coms.
Maybe, who knows? That's why I'm trying to find something,
Guys, get in her comments, give them your Instagram, by the way. Give me your Instagram so they can give you feedback.
My Instagram is Rebecca Zburlea. It's like, I'm gonna spell it.
Yeah, you definitely need to spell it.
REBECASBURLEA.
Don't worry about it, guys. I'm going to screenshot it and I'm going to drop it and I'll edit it into the video. But don't go over there sending dick pics. Don't go over there hitting on her and your accent's so sexy and all that kind of shit. Unless you want that. Do you want that kind of attention?
No, I don't.
Like,
of course not.
We want serious feedback.
But I was laughing because my accent is sexy.
Oh, it is. I think it's very sexy. Hold that thought. But we want, honest feedback on, do you think that like you guys would actually be interested in watching like some classic rom-coms with her, just romantic comedies in these type of movies, or does she need to lean more towards the superhero genre? I think that's what guys on Twitch want to see, but I could be wrong. I'm not on Twitch. So we want your feedback. Any of you guys that are on Twitch, or just in general your opinion as a guy, go ahead and shoot her a DM and just give her some feedback of what do you think she should do on Twitch, because she's like making a conscious decision that she's going to try to get into Twitch.
Yeah, please.
And I'm supportive of it. I definitely think you can do it. I'm just not convinced that you're going to put in the effort and the determination and the consistency. And that's just because I don't know you well, so I can't.
It's hard to have a new idea, because that's important.
Twitch is not a new idea.
To do something on Twitch. That's a good idea. That's actually.
Oh, I see what you're saying. To have an original idea on Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, either way, you have to still build the platform and build the following. So I think you have time to kind of come up with some creative stuff and do some research, talk to some people, guys primarily, because I think you really need to get to know your audience, which is not going to be mostly female by any stretch of the imagination. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I don't think
it's going to be young guys that like pretty girls with sexy accents. So I think if you do a little bit of survey, work, try to literally get feedback from them, I think that will help spark the idea, or they might even just give you the idea. I must admit, I have seen a ton of good ideas come through the comments from subs on my channel, as well as when I was with Fresh and Fit. You guys do, every once in a while, there are guys that are making some pretty damn good suggestions for content.
Maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta know your clientele, because you're not them. Sometimes I have no idea what you guys want to see simply because I'm not you guys. You know what I mean? Like why would I know what you want my advice on or my opinion on when I am me? So I don't need my opinion because I'm me. So I wouldn't know, what you guys would gravitate towards the most. I know you guys like pretty girls. That's why I'm here. You're welcome. I know you guys like pretty girls. But yeah, other than that, you guys got to kind of make some good suggestions. Not stupid ones. Majority of you guys make stupid suggestions, but some of you make really, really good ones. And I'm like, damn, I would have never thought of that. In a million fucking years, you could put me in solitary confinement and I would have never thought of that idea. So I appreciate that. But give her some good feedback, some good ideas for Twitch, because I know she has what it takes anatomically, physically. You definitely got what it takes in your personality, your voice and your accent. I'm just concerned about the work ethic and the quality of the content.
Okay, so just let's see.
Right.
Maybe I'm gonna surprise you.
Because I got the people that can tell you what equipment that you need and how it needs to be hooked up and set up. So that stuff you can learn, right? Or just simply have someone do it for you. And I know that once the support comes in, the donations and so on, if you appropriate the funds properly, you will be able to afford your equipment. So that just really leaves two things. which is the work ethic. Are you willing to work at it day in and day out consistently until it starts returning? And also the quality of the content. Is it going to be interesting? Are the guys going to be entertained? You know, will they literally get the toilet thrown so that they don't even have to take bathroom breaks? They could just watch you nonstop.
Oh my god. Let's not talk about this anymore.
Oh my god, that's a movie you gotta watch. Idiocracy. They had that in that movie where people got so lazy that they had like couches that had toilets built into them so they could just watch TV nonstop and not even have to leave for a bathroom break. It's a comedy.
Okay.
Right? And I can give you a sturdy list of classic movies that were out when your parents were kids. Movies you never knew existed. I could give you a ton of those so that you could be the young girl that's putting young guys on to classic movies that they never knew existed.
Yeah, and
Lost Treasures.
Them, yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of them. Yeah, if you guys in your 20s haven't seen Weird Science, get that movie, rent it, download it, whatever. Weird Science, straight up classic. They tried to remake it a few times and it sucked, but the original movie is amazing. It's an awesome coming of age movie. That's what we don't have anymore, is really good coming of age movies. The 80s and the early 90s has some classic coming of age movies that you guys need to see because they took place in a time period before social media. So it's a completely different aspect, look, vibe, perspective that you guys would have never had, and I think would help you out a lot, just in general. So I might make a list of that too, guys. Let me know, do you want me to start reviewing movies starting from classics from the 70s and working my way up to modern day? If it's worth it to you guys, shit, I'll do it, especially if you special request it. So I'm gonna let her go because she has important things to do, right?
To go work, yeah.
Time to go put in that
But it was
work.
my pleasure.
Like
yeah.
independent woman stuff.
Of course. That we all should.
You don't need no man?
No man. For now.
For now. All right, guys. Well, listen. As always, video requests, topic requests, get into the description. Email me. Let me know what you want me to talk about next. And also, hit her up, man. Let her know what you guys think about the Twitch. Give her some good ideas. All right. I'm gonna drop the Instagram in the description. I'll put it somewhere. All right, we out of here?
Yeah.
I want you to say goodbye to them in Romanian, though. Make it sexy, too. Go ahead. Give them the Romanian.
Ok, vă pup. Mulțumesc că m-ați ascultat.
More, we need more.
Wow, ok.
More stuff.
Păi, sincer, chiar am fost emoționată la început, dar acum sunt chiar fericită că am făcut asta. Și vă iubesc.
That doesn't even sound real to me. It doesn't sound like a real language.
It is, actually. You can ask.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying.
Sure
It's never heard it.
There's someone Romanian there, so he's gonna understand what I'm saying.
Was it sexy, though?
It sounds sexy?
No, I'm just saying. Did you say something sexy, though? Or just...
No, it was nothing sexy.
Just like...
It was just nice.
Just like, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Something like that, yeah.
Or subscribe to my Twitch. All right, guys. We're out of here, man. Peace.